time, Australia, to wake up to sleep. It's scientifically proven to give us more energy, clearer judgment, and better memory. 40 Winks, serious about sleep.
A LISTNR production.
Good morning, I'm Andrew Shell. Emergency services are keeping Dolphin Sands locked down as damaging winds threaten the fire ground. The Bureau has warned of severe gusts into this evening, prompting the TFS to keep roads closed. Commissioner Jeremy Smith says 33 homes have been damaged, including 19 destroyed and 122 other assets hit. The latest updates are available at the TasAlert website. The opposition still wants answers on Tas Racing's election time backing of a Liberal policy announcement. Labor leader Josh Willey says the racing body promoted TasInsure products before they were publicly announced, raising serious questions. The party is calling for a full investigation into Tas Racing's conduct and any leaks from the government or the Liberal Party. Police say Dolphin Sands Road will remain shut until at least some stage this morning. Crews inspected the area yesterday and found dangerous trees and damaged power infrastructure, and strong winds and restoration work mean it's still unsafe for public access. A Watch and Act alert is still in place for the fire. Tasmanian health workers have staged fresh strikes as pay talks with the state government drag on. Staff at the Roy Fagan Centre walked off the job for an hour yesterday, joining recent action by pharmacists and podiatrists. HACSU says the 3% pay offer isn't enough to keep workers in the state, while education staff will strike again on Friday, forcing some schools to close. RACT and the UTAS Fire Centre have joined forces to help Tasmanians prepare for bushfires. The insurer will invest $1.2 million over 4 years in research and risk reduction programs.
Australia's social media ban for under 16s is now live. The world-first ban has kicked in overnight, blocking teens from apps including TikTok, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. Tech expert Trevor Long says it won't be perfect to begin with, though.
There'll be 17 and 18-year-olds who they estimate to be 16 or under. There are going to be younger kids who won't be caught up in it because the platforms don't see their age within their usage.
Annika Wells maintains she's always stayed within the guidelines, but the Communications Minister has self-referred her expenditure to the Independent Parliamentary Expenses Authority for an audit. It follows backlash over her travel costs, including a nearly $100,000 trip to New York for her and 2 staff and other trips to sporting events. And the latest Guardian Essential poll shows One Nation has recorded its highest ever primary vote, reaching 17%. Respondents were polled last week before Barnaby Joyce had officially joined, but after Pauline Hanson's most recent burqa stunt in the Senate.
A key mental health service in Rugby has officially reopened. The Hobart Clinic initially kicked back into gear in November after a $2 million state government grant. The funding will keep the 27-bed facility open for 6 months while long-term plans are worked out. Bushfire-affected households in Dolphin Sands can now access new recovery grants. The Joint Commonwealth State Package offers up to $11,650 for living costs, repairs and replacing essentials. Premier Jeremy Rockcliffe says the support will help families rebuild. Meantime, the blaze up near St Helens is still under a Watch and Act alert. And the Foo Fighters' one-night-only Launceston show is sold out in record time. Qantas and Jetstar, meantime, have added more flights to get fans there. Educators around Tasmania are walking off the job this morning in a statewide strike over pay and conditions. The AEU says workloads, violence and burnouts are worsening, while the Rockcliffe government stalls negotiations. Union President David Genford says public education is on fire and needs urgent funding. Stop work action runs from 9:30 until noon when government schools reopen. Tasmania's Nurses Union says a new ambulance ramping policy will worsen hospital bottlenecks. From Monday, the transfer target falls to 45 minutes. The union argues this prioritises ambulance patients over walk-ins and causes corridor ramping. And a bushfire risk tool is now live for Huon Valley residents. The Greater Hobart Bushfire Exposure Index rates properties using vegetation, terrain and climate data. Over to sport, and SA has leapfrogged Tassie on the Sheffield Shield ladder after a crushing 10-wicket win in Adelaide. The Tigers were dismissed for 260 in its second innings, despite Tim Ward's 66 and Jordan Silk's 42, with the Tigers dropping to fourth on the ladder and a break until February when they take on Western Australia. And the Hobart Hurricanes coach Jude Coleman says her side is primed for Saturday's WBBL final despite a long break. The team hasn't batted since December 1 after last week's game was abandoned due to a damaged pitch.
The return of Pat Cummins as Australia's captain is set to be locked in today. He's missed the first two Ashes tests due to a back injury, but is expected to return for the Adelaide test, which starts in a week, while fast bowler Josh Hazlewood has been ruled out of the remainder of the series. And ARL Commission Chairman Peter V'landys has met with the 4 sacked Wests Tigers directors, while some players have reportedly told staff they would consider leaving if coach Benji Marshall walks away or is sacked.
And the Jackies snapped a poor run with an 89-81 victory over southeast Melbourne overnight. They overcame a 36-point first quarter from the Phoenix by outscoring them 62-45 the rest of the way. Josh Bannon starred with 12 points, 12 rebounds and 4 assists. Hobart will host a major multicultural football event this Saturday. The Nepalese Football Club of Tasmania Interstate Cup will feature 12 teams, while social teams for older players aged 35 and above are included for the first time.
First home buyers, find out if you're eligible for the 5% deposit home guarantee scheme. Chat to Aussie today or visit aussie.com.au. Lendy Group Distribution Pty Ltd. Australian Credit Licence 246786.